It's time. It's time. It's time. Today is May the 21st, 2025. And it is 8:37 a.m. The thumbnail says it all. The thumbnail says it all. The thumbnail says it all. Branford Breeze Frady is unique breeze conclusion. On my 35th birthday, I found out that Kadeem Unique Mathis, one of the co-characters of Raising Canaan, was not Breeze. And I knew within the season finale that I was going to find out who Breeze was. And not only was I going to find out, I was going to find out on my 35th birthday, May 16th, 2025, which I enjoyed. I'm grateful to end my early 30s and enter my mid 30s. I'm grateful. I knew that episode. I watched that episode around 1 o'clock a.m. Maybe in between 12 and 1, I watched the episode. And I knew that I was going to find out who Breeze was by the season finale. And if you didn't watch the episode, turn this video off, watch the episode, and then watch this video because I'm about to give a spoiler. So do that right now. If you didn't watch the episode, do not watch this video. I'm going to be giving a spoiler. Once Snaps and Pops told Kanan that they wanted him to meet Snaps' nephew, I started to believe that the nephew was Breeze. And when they met up outside and he pulled up and the older version of Kanan, who was narrating the story, when he said what he said, I said, yeah, he's most likely to be Breeze. Okay. And soon when he pulled up, I started to get that feeling that, yeah, he's Breeze. So I'm willing to admit that I was wrong, but I'm not afraid to stand on what I believe. I wanted Unique to be Breeze. I wanted him to transform into Breeze. It was just a great, storyline for him to become Breeze because of everything he went through. And check out my 2 previous videos that I did on Unique. Is Unique Breeze? I have 2 videos. Okay, check them out. With this being the final and conclusion video of Unique not being Breeze. Breeze is played by Shameik Moore. And his name is Branford Breeze Frady. And I was disappointed. But I knew that it was a chance that Unique was not going to be Breeze. I knew. So, we move on. I'd rather stand for what I believe than to just fall for anything. Malcolm X. So, we know who this is finally over. Shameik Moore is playing Breeze. And unique is unique. And I'm going to give you my prediction now that we know who Breeze is. Okay. Who was Canaan's mentor. And Canaan was Ghost and Tommy's mentor. And Canaan also was Tyreek's mentor, Ghost's son. But everything starts from Breeze. Okay? This is my prediction. I believe that Canaan and Breeze is going to work together, and they're going to take out Unique. They're going to monopolize on everything. And this is going to be the season. I think season 5 of Raising Canaan will be the season finale as we smooth into Origins. I think that Breeze and Canaan is going to take over everything, which will smooth us into Origins, which is the story of a young Ghost and a young Tommy. But I know in my first video, I said that I might not watch it, but I'm not gonna. I became obsessed with finding out who Breeze was, because he was brought up so many times in the original Power, which is the longest running show that I watched. Okay. Not my favorite show. My favorite show is House of Cards. But I digress. My top 3 shows of all time, you got House of Cards, you got Power, and you got Empire. Okay, those are my top 3 that I watched. Empire and Power I watched from the very beginning. House of Cards, I came in after it was already going. After they were probably in maybe season 3 when I first started watching it. I believe season 3 or maybe season 3. Okay, so those are my top 3 favorite shows. I love anything pertaining to the Power series, but I think that my prediction is that Breeze and Kane is going to take over Southside Jamaica. Okay, and like I said, this is going to smooth into Origins. Now, the big question that's on everybody's mind, and like I said, I'm giving a spoiler move, is Rock gone? Is this the end of Raquel Thomas? Okay. I believe that, and I'm going to do this in a percentage, I believe 90 to 95% Raquel is gone. You can't keep lying to people and manipulating people, and then when you are telling the truth, expect people to believe you. You could be telling the truth that one time, but because of all the other times you didn't tell the truth, all the other times you were being manipulative, all the other times you were being deceptive, all those times outweigh that one time that you're telling the truth. And Kanan said it in OG Power. And I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. You're not really that guy unless you do that. You're not really that guy unless you do that. Unless you do somebody that's a family member. Okay? He said that to Tyreek. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's gone, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's not going. But I believe 100% she's going to get knocked off the board. Whether she's gone or whether she's going to get knocked off the board, she's coming off that chessboard. Because I firmly believe Breeze and Kanan is taking over. They're both young. They're both ambitious. Okay? So, we're going to get ready. Get ready. Get ready for the dynamic duo of Kanan and Breeze. And then we're going to smooth into Origins. Okay? With the big four of Breeze, Kanan, Tommy, and Ghost. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. And it's time to feel the breeze. Not from Kadeem Unique Mathis, but by Branford Breeze Frady.